Thank you. I enjoy a lot your meditation. It touched me a lot, and I love the meditation you did yesterday morning. It was about choosing between separation paradigm or unity paradigm. And I understood also that I am a character in the movie, and obviously a character cannot really choose the movie he is inside. And I was following also a teaching of Ramesh Balsekar, who focused a lot on the illusion of free will. So my question is, as a screen, am I able to choose between unity rather than separation?
Eric, whether or not at the absolute level you have free will, let's not get into that. Live as if you have free will and use your free will to make the fundamental choice in life. Do you want to live a life based on the paradigm of separation, or do you want to live a life based on the paradigm of unity? Make that your primary choice in life and use your freedom to decide which of these two paradigms you want to spend your life in service of.
Yeah, I like that. So I can forget this teaching about the illusion of free will then.
Yeah, just let's not get into whether or not that there is free will. Just live your life as if you had free will. And whenever you have to make a choice about anything, from the food you eat, the work you do, the relationship you have, the things you think about, the books you read, the places you go to, whenever you have to make a decision about everything, refer back briefly to your operating system. Am I living a life based on the paradigm, based on the operating system of separation or of unity? Just briefly refer back to that and make a choice to think, feel, act, relate in service of whichever of these two paradigms you want to lead, want to be the basis of your life.
Okay. That's a big, big surprise for me, and I'm happy to hear that. I know that getting out of free will also, it's interesting for the end of guiltiness and regret. So that was I was thinking it was also a good way to understand.
You see, at the deepest level, I think we all understand, at the deepest level, our nature is pure consciousness or pure awareness. And pure awareness is free, is inherently unconditioned. That's why we all feel at the deepest level that we are free. It's why we all feel that freedom should not be something that some people have and others don't. We don't feel that freedom is something that we should earn in life. We all feel that freedom is our birthright. We feel that we are free. We're right to feel that we are free. We're right to want to be free. We're right to feel that freedom is not something for a few. It should be, it's everybody's birthright. So when we're told, you have no free will, you have no freedom, you're just a mechanical, conditioned mind, something in us rebels against that. We know that we're not just a mechanical, conditioned mind. Yes, maybe our minds are conditioned, but we are not ultimately the mind. We all have this intuition of our inherent freedom. So we don't like to be told, you're just a mechanical mind, you have no freedom. So live as if you had free will and make choices in service that align every aspect of your life, either with separation or with unity, whichever paradigm you want to, and it's obvious what paradigm we want to live in.
Yes. And can I just ask a last question? It's very quick. It's about what's happening now in the world, especially in wars, like in Gaza, for example. We have empathy for the compassion for what's happening, but also I try to understand also the sense, the meaning of that. If consciousness is everywhere, and I don't know how to formulate my question, but why is there so much suffering in some place in the world?
Because, as we've discussed in some of the more philosophical conversations we've had over the last few days, consciousness by itself cannot know objective experience. Because in order to know objective experience, you must stand, for instance, like an object or a world, you must stand apart from that object as a separate subject of experience. So all manifestation, all experience, all knowledge must take place in subject-object relationship. A consciousness by itself knows nothing apart from its own being. So in order to know objective experience, consciousness must localize itself, or seem to localize itself, as a finite mind, an apparently separate subject of experience, from whose perspective it can know objective experience, such as a world or a thought. Manifestation comes at a price. Infinite consciousness has to overlook itself. It has to seem to become a separate consciousness, a finite mind. So that's all of us. But the price it pays for doing so is losing touch with its knowledge of its own infinite, indivisible being. It seems to become a temporary finite self, and that temporary finite self feels two things. One, a lack, and vulnerable. And therefore, the finite mind always lives in a state of seeking and resistance. Seeking in order to allay the sense of lack that it feels, and resistance in order to protect itself from the threat that it feels. So that's why individuals live in a state of seeking and resisting, and they see others as others. Consciousness knows nothing of otherness, but the individual does feel separate from all others, and therefore behaves in a way that is separate from all other people. It can treat other people. It feels that other people are other people, and therefore can treat them in ways that it would not like to be treated itself. It can do to other people's things that it wouldn't like to have done to itself, because it feels they are other. It's forgotten that they are myself. What I do to them, I do to myself. It doesn't realize that. So that's why in manifestation, that there is a sorrow on the inside and conflict on the outside. It's inevitable. And until the finite mind evolves sufficiently to recognize that at the deepest level, it's not finite. It shares its being with everyone and everything. But until the majority of finite minds, until the majority of human beings feel that there will be conflicts and wars. It can't be any other way.
Okay, thank you very much, Rupert. Thank you.
Nice to meet you, Eric.